Welcome back to the WCS Season 1 Finals. We are in the thick of Innovation versus aLive right now. Innovation having a commanding 2-0 lead. I'm Monte Cristo. Joining me, of course, is Doa.
That's right, the finest ties in all of esports right here displayed. I'm going to learn how to make crochet ties after this.
Oh, good man.
I think I've discovered a new hobby, guys. It's going to be fun.
So let's talk about the game a little bit. You know how I felt during those games?
Okay. Yes, how did you feel during those games?
So you know in The Dark Knight Returns, how there's the Batman.
Yes, he is in there. That's
and
right.
then there are all of the pretender Batmans who are fighting crime as vigilantes on their own.
Isn't that just Dark Knight?
Yeah, Dark Knight, yes.
Okay, anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I feel like we saw Innovation, the Hell Batman, and then we saw the Hell Batman Pretender.
Oh, wow, that's actually like
in aLive.
I can see that actually. That's true. He's like got this sort of like mask that's It's kind of a little bit. You ever see the movie Kick-Ass, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. But we're aLive, you know, he can fight crime. He can catch criminals. He's got that ability, but put him up against the real Batman, you maybe see a little bit of a difference. And I think we're definitely seeing a bit of a skill difference between these two players right now. And check it out, guys, on stream number 2, MVP, Jurgen himself from the European representative. Oh, they've got Tamaga there as well, too. Yeah,
it's a party on the second stream.
It is indeed on the casting lounge.
There's a lot of flexing there, too.
Oh, exactly. The balance between like brain muscles and like actual real body muscles is just insane between like all those players and casters there. That is a beautiful sight. There is Innovation and aLive, man. He really has to dig deep. And I mean, before the break, really, I mean, there's no other answer to this than just aLive needs to play better. He just simply needs to have better control. He needs to have better decision making. He's getting a bit outclassed right now. So I hate to say it. He's one of my favorite Terrans. He's been one of my favorite Terrans. He's a great guy, too, in real life. But he just needs to pick it up a bit.
Well, I don't know. Innovation looking pretty strong right now. Yeah. He does need to pick it up, but can you really beat the Hell Batman?
Maybe. I mean, all you have to do is go after the ones he loves.
Oh, snap.
So I don't know like what that means exactly in StarCraft terms, but there you go. That's the answer there.
I see. Well, we'll figure that out.
Yep. All right.
As we go into this game, maybe aLive will give us a tutorial.
Will he break the Hell Batman's back? Will become aLive, become like the Bane of the Hell Batman? Maybe. Maybe it's possible. I'm not talking about like the Bane from Batman and Robin either, where it was like this sort of like he had sort of like this like Mexican wrestler mask and things like that, but more like the Bane from like Dark Knight Rises. He was genuinely threatening, but at a rather high voice, really, honestly.
Well, it's okay.
So, I don't know. Well, anyway, we're going to move into Game 3. It's going to be on Whirlwind Ellie, a nice big map, and I feel like a lot of the sort of stress that comes along with the smaller two-player maps and just two-player maps in general in TvT is going to be alleviated a little bit for aLive here. He's going to maybe have a bit more time to be a bit more comfortable, get a little bit of his macro going before being under so much pressure. On the other side of that, we really could see aLive as well just become aggressive, try to find his opponent really early and punish it, because if he seeks out an Innovation that's going for a very aggressive economic build, that's something that aLive might be able to punish it. Either way, aLive needs to do something. He needs to win this game or his WCS season is over.
Absolutely. And so he is on the ropes. Will he be able to come back? We're going to be heading into this game.
Yep, that's right. It will be loading up soon. The players saying, good luck, have fun, go, go. Innovation doing like the weirdest ANSI sort of face I have seen in a long time, but ANSI face skills in lobby chat are not the only skills he possesses, certainly.
All right, here we go. Innovation with the stare of death on his monitor right now. He's only got to win one more to close it out. He's been here before. Has he learned his lesson?
We'll see. We'll see. aLive, he's ready. The map is loading, guys, and we are about to move into it. Whirlwind, the last stand for EG aLive versus Innovation. Let's get in the game.
Here we go. Game 3, our last quarterfinal here at the WCS Season 1 Finals. And of course, your blue Terran will be Innovation from STX Seoul. Needs a single victory to close this out and hit MVP in the semifinals. aLive trying to live up to his name in this tournament from Evil Geniuses. He's got to win 3 in a row to pull it out. and make it to the semifinals, but he can look to Solkey for hope.
Yep. That's right indeed. So, Innovation versus aLive, and they have spawned sort of vertical positions on the side, and there's more fans for Innovation. They're like, it basically is like, go for the win Innovation or something like that. It's fairly close. My Korean is so terrible, but I'm to the point where I can catch a couple words here and there. Try to practice on the cheerfuls, you know.
It's good practice.
It is indeed, yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, Whirlwind is a nice big map, and let's take a look at some of the stats here. aLive 1-1 overall, but has never played a TvT in the WCS on this map. Now Innovation 6-1, and one of those 6 is a win on this map. So he's in good shape.
Well,
they're both in good shape.
So let's talk about the drops on this map. Now, we had, let's say in the last map, Akalon Waste. Now, it's a pretty direct route for those drop ships to come in with the Hellbats. And so this time, you can be a little sneakier with them. And we've seen Innovation. One of the scariest things about him is when he gets into that big macro game, when he gets those multi-pronged attacks going, when he gets multiple drops across all your bases.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in a way, this larger map just makes it even easier for Innovation to do that, to get to the point where his incredible mechanical skill really starts to shine.
I mean, that really is it. I mean, the mechanics to be able to do all these drops, to do all this sort of aggression at home, you know, still keep up his economy. And interestingly enough, Innovation going for that command center first and then following it up with gas before barracks. So going about as tech heavy as you can after the CC first. So despite that sort of very economically greedy start, he's going to have decent units out fairly quickly. Now aLive going for 2 barracks after his command center as well. So a little bit more of a bio-oriented start, just wanting to get a bigger group of Marines out early on. Innovation going to get a little bit lucky, scout him right away. Now the unfortunate thing for aLive is, yeah, you can see him sending his SCV in what looks like the wrong direction, but the reality is he doesn't know really where that SCV came from. It could have come from either the top left or the bottom right, and it would have been about the same timing. So aLive still needs to scout, and he's going to find Innovation a little bit later.
Well, here we go. Innovation's SCV making it out of the base. And the factory already on the way for Innovation as well. So I'm hoping we get to see more Hellbat drops, though. It's been so impressive and kind of refreshing to see that against Innovation. I mean, we've seen so many. You and I have casted so many TVZs for Innovation in WCS Korea.
Oh, yeah.
So to see his TVT now is a bit refreshing, a bit different. He's not running that same biomine style instead. The Hellbat drops, just mixing it up.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it is kind of been, Hellbats have kind of been the order of the day for the last few weeks in TvT, certainly. And, you know, we see him mix it up a bit from time to time, too. But Hellbats, I mean, they're just so good. What can you say? I mean, when someone says something, too, like, I hope we get to see more Hellbat drops, I'm like, you weren't in the beta, were you? You didn't play back then. But, oh, man, like, I mean, Hellbat drops are undeniably really, really good, but, you know, to a certain extent, I'd kind of like to see a bit more variety out of these guys. But how can you even ask that of someone who, you know, is winning with a certain style now? Innovation looks like he may be thinking about going for the Hellbat drops yet again. The armory already on the way, so you can get your wish, Monte Cristo.
I just think that, you know, the last game we saw in Akalon Waste, there was the simultaneous drops. It makes for a very exciting back and forth style of gameplay that is quite fun to watch.
It is, and I mean, honestly, it does do a lot in terms of bring out who really is the better multitasker, you know, and who really is the better at unit control. So there is that to a certain extent. It is a real test of very specific skills, and in that sense, it is really cool to see. And aLive just going, yeah, straight up bio. Stim already on the way. He's got a good amount of Marines out. And, you know, we saw MVP against 4GG go bio against, you know, he ended up fighting a lot of Widowmines with it. And if you micro well, you can use the range of that bio to sort of kite the Hellbats a little bit, but you need to be careful. I mean, Stim, of course, does damage your own units, and that makes it extra easy for the Hellbats to finish them off if you let them get in range, especially if you're talking about things like Marines fighting Hellbats. So aLive will have the units, yes, to kind of handle this, but he's still going to need to be careful about it.
Ooh, look at this timing. 2 medevacs popping out of that reactored starport.
This is a really smooth drop.
Very good timing. Look at that.
Honestly, very smart to send out that barracks, too.
Yeah, perfectly mapped out. He is going to do the advanced scout.
Oh, wow. He actually...
Oh, my. Oh, my. What a bait.
That is beautiful right there.
From Innovation.
All the Marines are there.
And here comes the drop.
That's right.
He gets chased away from the natural, but he goes straight into the main. He sees absolutely everything that's going on. The SCVs have to be pulled.
Oh, he's going to drop
right on him.
Oh, no.
Just an SCV massacre right there.
That was close, man. He could have lost a lot more. Innovation, though, keeping everything else alive right now. And he wasn't able to get a ton of damage done with that, but here comes 2 more medevacs, 4 more Hellbats. It's only going to get worse for aLive right now. Can he defend? This is crucial. This is his entire tournament on the line in this defense. And you know what? There may actually just be enough Hellbats that he can just drop right on these Marines. That's why aLive's trying to split it up as best he can.
Doesn't have stim quite yet either, so it's going to be hard for him to get away. And here we go, 8 Hellbats all over aLive. Stim still not finished, and everything dying left and right. aLive just getting crushed by this drop. Stim finally finishes, but it's too late. The damage has been done. Innovation, the Hellbat man, triumphing. He's now just camping outside the Banner Mules coming in. And a devastating victory.
No, this is just because you can repair and heal Hellbats at the same time, I'm sure, guys.
Oh.
GG, Innovation, an absolute raffle stomp over EG aLive. That was hard to watch, man. I mean, like, I hope you, like, covered your kid's eyes or something. That was not fit for most human beings. That was disgusting, guys.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just in awe. Well, Innovation will go back to the Hellbat Cave tonight. Prepare for tomorrow.
He's going to put some more stuff in his utility belt, but really all he needs is help. Poor aLive, man. I mean, and the thing is yeah, it's an abrupt end to his tournament, and it's kind of a crushing defeat, but what a season he's had. I mean, really coming back in Heart of the Swarm, having a great season in North America, getting to the finals here in Korea, and overall just generally playing awesome. So yeah, props to aLive for making this far, but it really is all about Innovation.
All right, well, we are going to do a brief interview with Innovation. But that's not going to be translated. However, MVP we can see is still on the second stream, guys.
Yeah.
If you want to go over there, I'm sure what they're talking about right now is the matchup tomorrow.
Yep, that's right, most likely, because MVP knows now he's going to have to face Innovation. There he is, Lee Sung-hyun himself. Innovation. Someone trying to hold up something behind him, but it's all blurry, so it's not working.
All right, well, we should use this opportunity to talk a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, because we know all his answers are like, yeah, I just made Hellbats and dropped them on him. GG. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So tomorrow we will be chill indoor gymnasium.
Yes,
I believe
right.
that is what it's called. And it'll be the semifinals along with the grand final. So we've got a lot more StarCraft that will be starting at the same time, 10 a.m. KST. So be sure to be there.
Yeah.
We've got some really epic matchups. Of course, Innovation versus MVP, which is going to be fantastic. And then also a rematch of the WCS Korea semifinal.
That's going to be huge.
SOS versus Seoulki. And then we'll immediately transition, of course, into the finals as well.
And keep in mind, with the way this is lined up, we have a real possibility of having a WCS Korea Season 1 Finals rematch of Seoulki versus Innovation. If they can come out of the semifinals, we could be in for a really, probably one of the best rematch grudge matches in StarCraft 2 history, like a week after the original.
Amazing.
Yeah, and after the way that match ended with Seoulki coming back, winning 4 games after being down 0-3, I mean, I don't know who's going to take the semifinals. I think it is wide open, honestly, between those 4 players. But it would be really cool to see that rematch.
It would indeed. And what if Seoulki was up 3-0 and then Innovation won 4-3?
Well, that would be quite poetic now, isn't it? The Hellbat man coming
Too
back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Too perfect.
Exactly. It's at the an indoor gymnasium, so I'm hoping we can have the pro gamers try to play when they're on trampolines or something like that. But really, what was always the best in school was the giant umbrella.
Oh, right.
Maybe we can get all the pro gamers to do the giant umbrella
parachute
thing, Yeah, the parachute. It's kind of like a parachute umbrella, sort of. It's not an umbrella at all, is it? It's been a long weekend, guys. Time for some sleep. But the matches today have been extremely, extremely good. And it's been very one-sided, too. Let's take a look at that final fight. And you can see aLive really tried to split up his Marines as best he could. But when they came in...
He's lost no units, by the way,
though.
at this point.
And
he's lost nothing this game.
The thing is, though, is aLive clumped up all his Marines at the very end. So even that small chance he had of actually winning this just went away again immediately. And
I think also it was very key that Innovation hit right before Stim was completed, so that he actually couldn't get away from the Hellbat drops quite as easily.
That Innovation may not have actually lost a single unit that entire game. I don't think he did. I think Innovation actually flawless victory to aLive.
I have never seen that.
He actually did. I've seen it like once or twice, but it's so rare. I've never seen it in TvT. That was a flawless victory, actually, I believe, from Innovation. Wow. Fatality.
That's how you finish a match, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. That kind of puts the nail in the proverbial coffin there in a huge, huge way. But, man, that was crushing. And what a cool build, too. I really, really like that build. I want to go back and write that one down because that's a really good way to get a strong economy and then have a very, very strong drop coming out of that, too. And, I mean, part of that as well is aLive just simply went for a build that wasn't going to be very good against what he ended up against. And so a little bit of that is luck. And I don't like even mentioning that because I want to give all the credit to the player who won with the skill and everything like that. But aLive, no doubt, was in a rough place because of his compositional choices as well. Having only Marines in that case really, really did hurt him. And it's rough to see a player go down like that. But, I mean, you have to really respect how good Innovation is, too. Crowd cheering quite a bit. I'm guessing Innovation is pretty cocky after a win like that.
It would be hard not to be, I think. But
I think so, too.
He really has his work cut out for him tomorrow. It's certainly not over yet. Yeah. And that MVP match, you know, MVP as a player is going to adapt to repeated strategies, I think, a lot better than aLive will.
Yep.
So it's going to be an entirely different ball game against MVP. We were talking about this earlier. MVP just excellent at coming back with that huge playbook that he has.
Yeah.
Defeating you on basically looking at you, analyzing it, and then turning around with an answer.
Well, that's going to be the big thing because I do feel like Innovation has been, you know, even though he's been extremely successful and he hasn't really needed to change things up, he has been a bit one-dimensional in terms of his builds. But the thing is we've seen so few games of his yet in TvT. You know, does he have that huge build library that I suspect he probably does? Or does he just kind of have this extreme skill at Hellbats? Is he just Hellbatman, or is he also Bruce Wayne?
Oh.
Bruce Lee. Well, I guess, like, Innovation's actual family name is actually E, so, like, that doesn't work at all.
Or maybe it does. Or maybe it does.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, yes, we're waiting for the interview to conclude here.
Indeed.
It's been a great day.
It has been a great day. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed both streams. Tomorrow, just one stream, but that's okay because it's going to be the semifinals and finals again. If you're in Korea, do not miss this. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a huge crowd there. We're going to have tons of great StarCraft, lots of prizes for showing up. And, of course, we're going to have another stream. We have Day 9 and Apollo. We're going to have you and me casting some matches as well, and it's going to be a great conclusion to the first season of WCS Season 1, and it's been a lot of fun, too. Look at those guys' hoodies. Wow.
And we are going to have a second stream tomorrow, by the way, as well, doing interviews.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
So it's the same kind of side stream will exist.
Well, the biggest question all the fans are wondering, will we have the same suits on tomorrow, or will it be something different?
I hope it's more ridiculous.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
What are you picturing at this point?
Oh, that's a great question.
These were eventually, these are actually originally supposed to be bright yellow shirts underneath this, too. We're not even kidding. It was total clown college at that point. But, yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it's one of the best things about casting in Korea, man. You get to wear clothes you may not wear otherwise unless you're doing, like, a 70s revival party at your office.
Are you selling used cars like 30 years ago? Then maybe you're wearing this suit.
Exactly. But we do it in style, no doubt. There is our final matchups, guys, for the semifinals. MVP Innovation and Soul Key SOS on their respective sides of the brackets. It's going to all get started at 10 a.m. Korean time. Jamsil Indoor Stadium. Do not miss it, guys. It is going to be every definition of the word epic.
That's right, and no Game 5s today, surprisingly. So everything went rather rapidly, all things
really
considered.
Did. Yeah, tomorrow I think we're going to see a very different situation depending on how things shake out. And any one of the possibilities for the finals is going to be absolutely amazing. Really kind of wondering about that Soul Key innovation. Then again, seeing SOS go up against a Terran player would be quite cool as well. SOS has some of the best PvT in the entire world. So to get to see him play that in a best of 7 would be so cool, man.
Absolutely. And again, the semifinals are best of 5, and the finals are best of 7. So that's a little different than the WCS Korea finals, where the semis were best of 7. So we will have only 5 games. And again, Jamshil Indoor Stadium. Be there tomorrow if you are in Korea. It is free to come.
Yep,
So
be there virtually if you are not in Korea. Yeah. And honestly, well, you know, I suppose in most places in the world you wouldn't quite be able to make it if you left on a plane right now. But a couple places, you know, if you are in Hong Kong, for instance, it's very easy. Yeah, just hop on a plane tonight. Yep. So I would advise you guys to do. So, again, this has been the end of the second day for WCS Season 1 Finals here in Seoul, South Korea on GameNet. I am Doa. That's Monte Cristo. Day 9 and Apollo were with us on the other stream right now, chatting it up with various pro gamers. And we did that, too. We had a lot of actually good conversation with those guys. I really enjoyed talking with SOS. We talked with TLO. I didn't get to play my pronunciation challenge game against the Korean pro gamers. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll get lucky and do it. It's going to be good. I've got some pretty tough words planned, so hopefully Chober can come up with some tough words to challenge me as well. But my pronunciation is pretty good, I think, in Korean.
If you do say so yourself?
If I do say so myself. I've been told it's good, so who knows. I'm not going to speak Korean right now as well and, like, ruin it either. So.
Okay.
Well, wait.
You're saving it.
That's right. I'm trying to save it.
All right.
That's right. Indeed. So that's about it, guys. There's really not a whole lot more to be said other than do not miss tomorrow. Again, the semifinals are going to be great. We're going to have Innovation versus MVP, Soulkeep versus SOS. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching here from Seoul, South Korea at the WCS Season 1 Finals. We're on GameNet. I'm Doa. That's Monte Cristo. I'm trying to stall for time. And
it's okay.
In the end, I failed.
What a shame.
All right, that's it, guys. See you tomorrow.
안녕하세요. SC2 소울팀의 이신영입니다. 종족은 테란입니다. 예, 규모가 상당히 큰 대회고 또 굉장히 기대가 되고 꼭 우승하고 싶은 마음이 간절해. 라이벌은 딱히 없는 것 같아요. 누굴 만나도 크게 상관없어. 네, 다시 만나도 그냥 충분히 이길 수 있는 상대라고 생각하고 있어. 나는 대한민국의 프로게이머 이신영이다.
이지팀에 소속하고 있는 김동현이라고 합니다. WCS 북미에서 2등으로 올라왔습니다. 아무래도 한국에 힘들잖아요. 그래가지고 올라가기 쉬운 쪽으로 한국에서 크게 활약한 게 없어서 라이벌이라고 생각되는 선수는 없는 것 같아요. 딱히 그렇게 많지는 않아요. 네. 올라가겠구나 생각했어요. 제가 많이 긴장을 많이 하는 편이에요. 그것만 아니면 충분히 저도 그런 선수들 못지않게 잘한다 생각하기 때문에 후회하지 않는 경기를 꼭 하고 싶습니다. 나는 대한민국 프로게이머 김동현이다. 네, 안녕하세요. 네, 아주부팀 강동현입니다. 네, 아이디는 심보를 쓰고 있고요. 네, 종족은 저그입니다. 이렇게 시즌 파이널까지 올라오게 돼서 되게 영광이고 기쁩니다. 제가 이겼습니다. 안 보이는데 아무도. WCS 한국 코리아에서는 4강에서 좀 아쉽게 졌는데 이번에 파이널에서는 첫 월드 챔피언이 되고 싶습니다. 나는 대한민국 프로게이머 강동현이다.
네, 안녕하세요. 삼성여택칸의 신늘입니다. 네, 현재 로로라는 아이디를 쓰고 있고 종족은 저그입니다. 일단 대표로 뽑히게 돼서 굉장히 영광이고 잘한다는 선수들이 다 모이는 그런 대회에 참가하게 돼서 굉장히 영광으로 생각하고 있습니다. 이번에 16강에서 같은 조가 되었는데 힘들 것 같습니다. 나는 대한민국의 프로게이머 신노열이다.